Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am, shall I start the session or shall I wait for some time?
No, ma'am, we can start. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome back to today's session, which is again conducted. Seema Malik Madam is going to conduct. And I request Madam to start the session. Madam Seema.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, thank you.
So, it's very good morning to all of you. And first of all, let me have some insights into the topics of today's session, which we are going to cover up in next 2.5 hours. I'm going to cover up the two main topics, that is correlation, and the second topic is regression. Because you see, when we talk about any kind of parametric and non-parametric, if you use t-test, paired sample t-test, z-test, and any other test, there is a big role that R plays. R means regression. If you are able to have a good hold on this technique, that is the regression or correlation, so you'll be comfortable with all the other techniques like t-test, pair test, because our regression is the base of every technique. If you talk about structure equation modeling, if you talk about with the help of partial least square modeling, if you talk about the MO, like doing semi-NMOs, so most recent techniques are there, they are actually based on the regression. So one should have a very clarity about the basics of regression. And I hope all of you would be benefited by the end of this session. And so we will start our session. So let me allow to share my screen first. Is it shared now? Screen is shared now, ma'am. Can anybody tell me?
No, ma'am. Not yet.
Put out the screen.
Just a minute.
Please
Please check it. It is shared.
1 second, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can see your desktop.
Yeah. This is my screen actually.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
So let me start with this. So first of all, I would like to start my session and I will start with the term correlation. So first of all, very good morning, all of you, and I'll start my day with the first thought. Okay, this is a thought that is given by Mr. Albert Einstein. If you cannot explain it simply, you do not understand it well enough. अगर आप किसी को सिंपल तरीके से नहीं समझा सकते हैं तो इट मीन्स जो आप समझा रहे हैं आपको उसकी समझ है ही नहीं. So I always believe in this kind of thought, and I always used to deliver my lecture as in maximum possible easy terms. So this would be the agenda of the day. First, to understand the three golden words: covariance, correlation, and association. Okay, these are the three golden words, and generally researchers used to have confusion about these terms. What is the main, actually there are minute differences between these three terms: covariance, correlation, and association. Okay, and then we will be having the interface with the Megastat. Okay, Megastat is a software that is actually works as add-ins in a Microsoft Excel. And then we will have the interface with the MyStat software. Okay, MyStat software is very good software, and I generally used to recommend all the research scholars to follow MyStat software instead of running after the SPSS and other AMOs and other software. You should have some knowledge about the MyStat software, because when I'll open my screen with the MyStat software, you will find that it is actually 95% similar to SPSS. You can perform any task which you can do with the help of SPSS in MyStat. Okay, and you will be surprised to know that in MyStat you can perform the time series analysis also, which you would be not possible in SPSS. Okay, for the time series analysis you need to go for the other software like eViews software is there, Strata software is there. Okay, but MyStat is a software which is having both the advantages for the cross-sectional data, okay, and for the panel data, or for the time series data you can use MyStat. Okay, I'll show you the screen first. What is this? Okay, and then we will have some light on the regression technique. Regression is the queen of statistical technique. Okay, and these are the books which are the really good book, and I personally follow these books for any kind of technique like correlation, regression, parametric, non-parametric tests. Okay, and these three books are there. Andy Feld is one of the most renowned and popular book, and it is a basic book one should have in his pocket, or Basic Econometrics by Damodar Gujarati. Those who are working on the secondary data, those who are interested in doing work on the secondary data, they're advised to follow this book, that is Basic Econometrics by Damodar and Gujarati. Okay, and those who are beginners and who wants to know about the basics of the research, okay, they are advised to follow Research Methodology by Deepak Chawla and Nina Sondhi. Okay, so these are the main books, and this is the link of the software which I'm going to use today. Okay, I'm going to use two software. One is Megastat, that is a add-ins in MS Excel, and the other software is MyStat, and this MyStat software is freely available on the website, and you can download this software from this link. Okay, I have already forwarded this link to the organizers. And as you can see in this slide, MyStat is a free stimuli student-oriented variation of SysStats 13. So it is free of cost, because it is nowadays it is quite very unethical to to download the pirated version of the software, just like like SPS and other. So I do not support if you cannot purchase any software, I do not support to use the pirated version, because it is very unethical being a researcher. So if you are having a free software that is and that can do every work which SPSS can do, so why we are running after the SPSS software and other software? So try to use this software. This is MyStat, because ultimately researcher or the your supervisor, if you are doing research, they are concerned, they are bothered about the results. They are not bothered about the what software you have used in driving the results. If you have the same file, same data, you will get the same result. Either you can use SPSS, either you can use MyStat. Results would be same. So why use the pirated versions, or the why use other? Why follow unethical practices in research? I always support use Microsoft Excel and they use MyStat software for doing data analysis. And you can do your whole PhD work with the help of this MyStat software. Okay, do not need to follow SPSS. Okay, now we will start this. There are two terms, that is correlation and the association. Okay, the correlation is measured between any two sets of phenomena which are capable of being directly measured. Okay, if suppose I'm talking about the study hours and the marks. Okay, there is a good correlation between the two terms. Study hours means if you study more, your marks will be increased. Okay, so there is a correlation between these two terms, study hours and the marks. Association. Association is measured by the degree of relationship of two phenomena whose sizes are not directly measurable. This is the very particular, and this is the main term which you need to grasp, whose sizes are not directly measurable but studied by the presence or absence of a particular attribute. When we talk about association means I'm talking about the attribute. Again, I'm telling you the same thing. If you are not comfortable with the scales part, अगर आपको scales की nominal, ordinal, ratio and interval, if you are not having the basic and proper knowledge of the scales, you cannot think of applying any technique. You will be confused which technique you should apply. I'll show you something. For this, I need to take you all to the board. Just a minute. So I'm talking about the correlation and the association. So I'll give you the two examples, and with the help of those examples, you will find out to which example you are going to apply correlation and to which example you are going to apply association, though the variables would be same for both. Okay. So, and you will find the importance of the scales, which I have already told you yesterday. Okay. So let me take you all to the board. Are you able to see the whiteboard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so much. Okay, suppose there are two variables, study hours, okay, and we are having the marks. Like I asked two questions. How much time do you devote to your studies? Study hours. Suppose there are 5 people are there. 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. 5 persons are there and they have given me this information. First person is devoting 5 hours, then 6, then 8, then 4, and then 3. And if I'll talk about the marks, okay. So the fifth one is getting the 60% marks, 62. Okay. The person who is devoting the 4 is getting 72. 8 hours is getting 98. Okay. And the 6 hours is getting 82. And 5 hours is getting 78. Okay. So this is the information which I have collected from the respondent. These are the marks and study hours. See, this is the actual data. Study hours can be 0. Marks can be 0. It means which scale is this? This is the ratio scale. I have already told you. Interval scale has arbitrary 0. 0 money is 0 there, not real 0. And the ratio scale you have actual 0. The actual data. So this is the ratio scale. Now the same question I'm asking, questions I'm asking from the same person, but in a different manner. Like study hour would be same. Study hours are same. 5, 6, okay, 8, 4, and 3. But I have not asked marks. I have asked grades. What are your grades in your last exam? And I have given the options. A grade, B, C, or D. 4 options are there. A grade means 90 plus. Okay. B grade means 80 plus. C grade means 70 plus. Suppose. And D grade means 60 plus. Now the people will give me the answers out of these options, na? Because I have asked grades A, B, C, D. So this variable is on the ordinal scale. Are you getting my point, participants? This is on the ordinal scale. Okay. I had not asked the actual marks of the people. I have asked to fill up the information on the basis of grades. So I do not have the actual data like this. I will have the, grades. So person who is getting 78 shall give me the information, C grade. Who is having the 82 marks shall give me the information, his B grade. He will tick on the B grade. Okay. This person will tick on the A grade. Okay. And this person will tick on the C grade. And this person will tick on the D grade. But I will not enter my information like this in my file. In spite of writing this, I'll give codes 1, 2, 3, 4. So my data file will look like this. C, it means 3. B means 2. A means 1. C means 3. And D means 4. So you can see persons are same, information is same. But the manner you have asked the information is different in case of marks. In first example, you have asked marks. In second example, you have asked grade. But information is same, persons are same. But here automatically your technique will be different. If you are having, you are asking questions like this and you are getting information like this, here you can apply correlation. What is a correlation? Because for the correlation, what is the main condition? For the correlation, 2 variables shall be asked on the ratio scale. It means I'm interested in studying the correlation between the study hours and the marks. So I should have these 2 variables measured on the ratio scale. Actual data is there, shall be there. But if by mistaken, I have asked this question, study hours and grades, and I'm forcing myself to apply correlation technique, I cannot apply that. That is why the framing of question is important. Framing of questions means on which scale you have formed the question. Here I have formed this marks on the basis of ratio scale. Here I have formed this grade on the basis of ordinal scale. It means the manner of question is different. It means scales are different. For the first one, it is ratio scale. For the second one, it is ordinal scale. If the scales are different, it means technique will be different. Here you can apply correlation, but here you cannot apply correlation. Because one variable is on the ratio scale and the second variable is of the categorical nature. There are 4 categories. And you are having the data 1 to 4. Like here, 3, 2, 1, 3, 4. Your data range between 1 to 4 because you have given 4 options. It means your data is of the categorical nature. If your data is of the categorical nature, but आपको relation find out करना है, so you can apply chi-square test. So you can, are you able to understand ki how the manner in which you are going to ask question actually decide the technique you are going to apply. So it is the time when you are framing the questions, it's itself already decided ki which technique you are going to apply whenever you have the full information or whenever you have the full data on your data file. You cannot, once you have asked this grade on the basis of these categories, and later on when you have collected the data, तो आपको याद आता है मुझे तो correlation लगाना था क्योंकि review of literature में correlation लगाया है, मेरा क्यों नहीं लगेगा? Because there might be chances in the review of literature you are talking about, they are having the marks, marks variable hai, they have asked that marks variable on the ratio scale. But you have framed the question in such a manner that you have asked the options. So how can you say apply the correlation technique? So this is the main mistake that researchers used to do. You have the base from your review of literature, but when you frame the questionnaire, if you have asked your manner of asking question is different from what it is asked in your review of literature. If it is different, the technique will be different. Though the objective is same, though the objective in the review is same, though your objective in your study is same to find out the relationship between the study hour and the marks. Your study hour and the performance in the exam. So you can measure the performance in the exam with the help of marks and with the help of grades. It is your choice. So the time when you frame the questionnaire itself decides which technique you are going to apply. So here on the right, in the second example, you can have the association. Association means when you want to have the relation between the two variables, and if one variable is asked on the categories, so you cannot say it is a correlation. You cannot use the word term correlation. Instead of correlation, you use the term association, because association means attributes are related. Okay, so these are the attributes. Some people belongs to A grade, some people belongs to B grade, some people belongs to C, some people belongs to D. Okay, these are the attributes actually. Okay, so this is I think please write in the chat box if you are clear about this. Why the scaling is important, and why if you are interested in applying any technique, so you need to satisfy first condition first. Okay, so now we will move further. So now have a look at this. Association, like example, relationship between the study hours and the marks obtained. Okay, you want to study the study hours and marks, both the variables are on the ratio scale, so you can apply correlation. Association between, like if categorical data is there, like you have ice cream flavor, chocolate, vanilla and strawberry, and you have one gender, male and female, and you are interested in the association between the flavor and the gender, whether female prefer the chocolate and the male prefer the vanilla most. If you want to check some relationship between ice cream flavor and the gender, so you cannot use the term correlation. You should have used the term association, because ice cream flavor is again on the category. There are 3 categories, so it is measured on the nominal scale, and gender is also having the 2 categories. So it means when categorical data is there, so please keep it in your mind. When categorical data is there, C for categorical and C for chi-square. When categorical data is there and you want to find out the association, okay, so you can apply what you can apply. You can apply the chi-square test. Got it? So this is the case over here. Now come to the second thought of the day. So this is my second thought of the day. Information is not knowledge. Suppose you used to visit RBI website, World Bank website. Lot of information is there. But how you are interpreting that information, that is actually the knowledge. So when you collect the data and everything is there in your data file, that means you have collected the information, but you are not having an idea and an intellect about your logics about those data. It means you are only having the information, you are not having the knowledge. So whenever you collect the data means you are having the information, and when you put your context into that information, it will become knowledge. And with that knowledge, when you find an interpretation and recommend suggestions, that becomes your wisdom. Okay, so with the help of data, you can have the information say you can have the knowledge, and from the knowledge you can go towards the wisdom. So now what do you mean by the correlation? So correlation is a statistical method which enables the researchers to find whether 2 variables are related and to what extent they are related. Okay, when a change in one particular variable is accompanied by a change in another variable as well as, and this happen either in the same direction or the opposite direction. Like we can take the example of demand and the price. Nowadays winter sales are going on. So you can find 50% off, 60% off in the market. So this is what, if price are going down, you will purchase more. So there is a correlation between price and the demand or the purchase made by you. Okay, so but there is positive or negative correlation? Negative correlation. Because when the price goes down, you purchase more. When price goes up, you purchase, okay? When price goes up, you purchase less. So price up, okay, demand low, because in fresh season you will hesitate in buying the products, and when price goes down like nowadays, you demand more. Okay, so you need to look at the arrows. If arrows are going into different direction, like it is going upward, it is going downward. If arrows are going into different direction, it means, okay, if arrows are going into different directions, it means there is negative correlation. And if they are going into same direction, they are positive. Can anybody tell me from the participant any example of positive correlation? Okay, I have given you the example of negative correlation. Can anybody, you can type in the chat box, what can be the example of positive correlation? I have already shared all my files and all my uh, data with me with the organizers, so they will forward you. Yeah, study hours and marks. Very good. Study hours and marks. Ashmita, very smart. Okay, when we talk about the price, we can talk about the income. If your income increases, your demand increases. If your income decreases, your demand decreases. Okay, thank you very much. Your responses show you are listening to me very carefully. Thank you very much. Okay, next, now we will proceed further. Now, the third term. I have already explained you the differences between the correlation and the association. Now I'll tell you the difference between the covariance and correlation. So let me allow to take you to the another file. This is my main file. This is my golden file actually. Okay. Now I'm having this. Okay, do not look at this part. We will do it later. Just look at H, I, L, M, M. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay. I'm having one data. I'm having one variable, that is Y, and another variable is X. And the information is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And this is 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. You can take the example of like, if price is 2, you will demand is 10. If price is 4, you demand 8, then 6, then 8, then 4. So there is an inverse relationship between these two. One is going up, the other is going down. And the same thing is there. Suppose if you are having data like this, this is the second example. Why you are having 200, 400, 600, 800, and 1000. And this is, there is also a negative correlation. Okay, it is going up and it is going down. And even, can you see the difference between these two examples? Here 2 is there and here 200. Actually, I have multiplied all these data with 100 and I'll get this. Okay, but these are the two example to have the understanding between the difference between the covariance and the correlation. So first of all, Y is there, X is there. Okay, so let me find out. Okay, let me find out correlation between these two terms, Y and X. So I'm typing this formula is equal to COR, Corel. Corel is a formula which is available in Microsoft Excel. Okay, Corel is the formula, and then it will ask 1. It means first variable and then comma, then second variable. You will find the syntax over here. Are you able to see now? Okay, so Corel bracket start, then you will need to select the first variable, that is Y. Okay, yes, comma, then you will need to select the second variable. Yes, and bracket close. Enter. When I entered, my result will be -1, correlation. So my value of correlation is -1. Okay. And in this case, if I'm using the same formula here, it's equal to correl. Okay, and again I'm doing the same. I'm selecting the y variable, comma, then I'm selecting the x variable, and then bracket close, and then enter. So I'm having the same. It means, okay, now I'm applying the formula of covariance. Then you will find the difference between covariance and the correlation. Covariance. Okay, covariance के लिए you are having the formula co is equal to covar, covariance, and it again asks the two variables you need to enter. So here I'm selecting this comma, then I'm selecting this, okay, and bracket close, and then enter. So my covariance is 8, and here if I'm finding out the covariance, so is equal to covar, okay, covariance, bracket start, okay, I need to select y, comma, and then I need to select x, and then bracket close. Okay, so I'll get what is the value? So I'm highlighting this part only. Okay, gray shade. If you can look at the gray shade, correlation does not change. It is -1 and it is -1. But covariance, here it is -8, here it is -80,000. So covariance is different from the correlation. Correlation is the standardized correlation. Correlation is the standardized value of the standardized. Please note it down very carefully. Correlation is the standardized value of relationship between the two variables. Standardized means whether you are having the two variables, it does not matter the values are small or the values are more. Okay, big values, in big values, it captures the association, and association is no it captures the correlation, and correlation is actually do not have the basics about the how it is not concerned about how big your values are. Actually correlation works on the change. Here change is in 200 and here change is 200. Both are same, that is why -1. Okay, here change is 2, here also change is 2, that is why it means it works on the change. If change is same, okay, but covariance mein it works on the relationship as well as it also takes into account how big your data is. You are having small values are there, so your covariance value is small. You are having more values are there, big values are there, your covariance value is big. It means when you are applying covariance gives us the unstandardized value. Unstandardized value का मतलब क्या हुआ कि if your data, suppose your data you are having different kinds of data, like if you are measuring the height and weight of the kids, and then again you are measuring the height and weight of the adults. If you are measuring the height and weight of the kids, height of kids would be less, weight of the kids would be less, like here according to first example. Okay, and here also if you are measuring the height and weight of the adults, it would be, the data would be big as compared to the data of the kids. So it means there your covariance value would be different, but your correlation would be same. So what would be appropriate? What would be the appropriate method of applying the, if you are going to compare the correlation between the, if you are need to compare the correlation between the kids data and the adults data. So which technique is very suitable for the comparison? Correlation, because it is a standardized, because it actually neutralizes the effect of your values, whether they are big or small. वैल्यू आपकी बड़ी है या छोटी है, वो इस चीज को न्यूट्रलाइज कर देता है कोरिलेशन. Like I'm giving you the example of kids. In the case of kids, your values in your data are small. In case of adults, your values and data are big as compared to kids. If you want to have the comparison between the correlation between kids data and the, so it means you need to follow that technique that neutralizes, that ignores the nature of the data. क्या बड़ा data या छोटा data भी relationship तो वही रहना चाहिए, but it is not as such in the case of covariance. So that is why correlation is most preferred technique when you are measuring the relationship. Though covariance is also measuring the relationship, but here you are most concerned about the sign. Here is -8, here is -80,000. So covariance is a technique that gives you an idea. That gives you an idea whether your relationship is positive or negative. But correlation is a technique which you give an idea and also prompts you to have the comparisons. If you have 2 data sets, 3 data sets, in which relationship is prominent and which relationship is not prominent. If you intends to have the comparisons, so you cannot compare covariance like -8 and 80, because it covariance does not neutralizes the effect of the data, small or big, but correlation neutralizes the effect. चाहे डाटा बड़ा हो या छोटा हो, वो असल में अंदर क्या हो रहा है उस पे काम करता है, जबकि कोवेरिएंस अंदर जो हो रहा है उसके साथ डाटा बड़ा छोटा उसको भी दिखाता है. Okay, so if you are going to compare here in this example, if you compare covariance, कोई बच्चा ये कहेगा कि भी इसमें कोवेरिएंस ज्यादा है तो इसका रिलेशनशिप ज्यादा है. नहीं, no, relationship in both these example is same, because it neutralizes the effect of values of the big values and the small values. Okay, so this is the most preferred technique, that is correlation. Any queries till now? Please write in the chat box. Okay, Ashwini is asking me one question. How do you put these values, these results in the form of statements? Okay, see, Ashwini, first of all, when you are talking about the statements, when you are talking about the statement, it means you are talking about the interval scale. Because if you are asking any phenomena on the 4 or 5 statement, it means you are going to sum up the result of those statement. It means you are going towards the interval scale. And I have already mentioned you can apply the correlation when the data is measured on the ratio scale. If your data is on the interval scale, you cannot find out the, so for that purpose, you need to convert your data on the, interval scale data आपका होगा. तो उसमें जितने भी आपके फिर categories भी होंगी आपकी. Okay, तो you need to bother about कि आपका data किस पे होना चाहिए, ratio scale पे होना चाहिए. Then you can apply. Okay. Okay, Excel में you can use only the COVAR formula. Okay, covariance and covariance, these are other kind of formulas, but actually covariance is not a popular technique. My objective is to give you some insights that why correlation is better than the covariance, why we are not using covariance. Okay, So because in every research, in every study, we used to have some kind of comparisons. For that only, we can use the correlation, not the covariance. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. If you are having any query, you can write in the chat box, and I'll show it. I'll handle all these queries. Okay. So now move to the next. So this is the difference between the covariance and the correlation. Okay, the co defines some kind of joint action, and variance refers to change or variation. So two variables are related based on how these variables change. So covariance is basically concerned with the sign, that is minus sign is there or plus sign is there. Okay, so whether the correlation is positive or negative, relationship is positive or negative. So it measures the direction of relationship. It is absolute measure, but it is a relative measure, because relative measure means when you need to compare something with something. It means you want to relate. So that is why you need to apply correlation. Okay, and it lies between -1 and the +1. Now, these are the slide. I have already talked about this thing. Okay. Do the variables have to be measured in the same units? Like two variables are there. One variable is about the height, one variable about the weight. Height is in the centimeters and the weight is in the kg. But you can apply the correlation over here, because correlation neutralizes the nature of the data. वो change देखता है. Correlation always see the change. Correlation does not see ki whether data is in the kg, whether data is in the height, whether data having the small values, whether data is having the big values. It actually neutralizes the these kind of features of your data. Okay, it gives you the relative measure. Okay, so calculations, and the one of the most popular formula of the popular name of the correlation is the Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation. Okay, so variable is not influenced by the nature of your data, values of your data, and the units of your variables. It is not influenced by it. Now we are moving further. So on the basis of nature, we are having positive, negative, and no correlation. So let me take out you the basic example, some practical example of the Karl Pearson correlation. Okay. So first of all, this is the main file. So this is the file. I have the data of the 20 people. 20 people are there, and I have gathered the marks of these 20 students and the study hours of these 20 students. Okay, during the whole year, or you can say during the 3-month period, jo bhi aap keh sake. So this is the data, and I need to apply correlation. I need to apply correlation on this data with the help of MyStat software. Okay, so what will I do? I need to minimize this. So this is, you can see this square box, this green square box at the bottom side of my desktop. This is the icon of MyStat. Okay, I'm opening this. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to open. And you can see, can anybody tell me from the participants what kind of, options you will see in SPSS? If anybody from the participant is having some idea about the SPSS, how the screen of SPSS looks like. What are the options are there? File, okay, analyze. Anybody from the participants having some idea about the SPSS software? Okay, variable view and data view. Very good, Priyajit. Okay, variable view hota hai, data view hota hai. Same we are having, everything we are having in MyStat. We are also having data view and variable view in MyStat. I'll show you. So this is the main screen of MyStat software. Got it? So first of all, what I need to do? So these are the options: file, you are having all these things, new, open, save. Edit me, you are having these things. Once you will, attach your file, then these options will be highlighted. View me, you are having this startup, data editor, variable editor. In data, you are having all these variables. These commands are also there in the SPSS: transform, merge file, case fitting, graph. If you want to prepare the graph of your data, then you are having these options. Analyze. You can see analyze me, you are having so many options: parametric test, non-parametric, hypothesis testing, correlation, regression. Okay, and these things are there. And one more thing is there that is not available in SPSS. This is the time series. It will be highlighted once you will attach your file. So first of all, what will I do? I'll attach my file, then open, then data. Okay, file, open, and data. Okay, you do not need to write down anything because I have mentioned everything. I have taken the screenshot of this MyStat software and pasted it in on my slide. So you do not need to write down anything. Everything is available on PPT. Just try to grasp the thing. Okay, and this is the beauty of MyStat software. Once you are about to click on any option, it will give you some description about the data. Like you can see a box over here. Once you will go to the data, you will see small information attached to the data. Open an existing MyStat file, a student version of the stat file. You can also open other kind of file. Okay, so I'm going to click on this data. Then it will ask where my file is. So I'll go to the desktop. Desktop me, I'm having 17th Feb file. In 17th Feb, I have the two folders, correlation. In correlation, I'm having. So it is actually no items match research. Why it is showing this? Because file of type. I'm not having my file on MyStat. I'm having my Excel file. So I need to select all files. Please show me all the files. So these are my files. And first file is marks and study hours. Okay, I'm going to select this. And it will ask whether names are mentioned, whether my data is in sheet number 1. Yes, my data is in the sheet number 1. Okay. Yes. So my file, the same file which I have already shown you, this one, this got attached in my MyStat software. Okay. So are you able to see? Look at the bottom side of my screen. Data is there, variable view is there. You can see variable. First variable is real ID, marks, and study hours, and you can add the value labels, just like in SPSS. Okay, categorical, whether my data is categorical or no, because I am having the actual marks, actual study hours, so my data is not of the categorical nature. Okay, I'll show you if I will having one file on the categorical data. So you will add these value labels and the categories. So now I'm adding label, marks. Okay, values, it means if you are having the categorical data. So like suppose if I ask the grades, so here I'm giving the label, value 1 for grade A, 2 for grade B, 3 for grade C, 4 for grade D. Okay, so we'll discuss it later on. So this is my file and data is there. Okay, when I click on the data, you can look at the bottom side of my screen, data, left hand side. I'm moving my cursor. Data is there, so it will show me data. Variable is there, it will show me the variable. And the another part. Can you see this 3 tabs? Start page, untitled, and entitled. Like you see your sheets in Microsoft Excel. You are having the multiple number of sheets in Microsoft Excel. Na? In one sheet, you can do work, then you can go to the second sheet in the same workbook. In Microsoft Excel, you can have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. In the same way, you are having start page. Start page gives you the information about your MyStat. Okay, whatever work you have done. Okay, on MyStat. Untitled information. This untitled means here you are going to have your output. Here you are going to have your output. As you can see in SPSS, you are having the two different windows. One window is for your data and the second window is for your results. But here you are having only one data and you are having your results in a different sheet, just like you do your work in Excel. So untitled means you will be having your output over here, and on the last sheet you are having your data. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply the correlation. Okay, so before I'm going to apply correlation, I need to check the conditions. There are two basic conditions before applying any kind of correlation technique. First, my data should be normal. Mera data normal hona chahiye, and there is a linear relationship between these two variables. There should be linear relationship between the two. Okay, so what do you mean by linear and non-linear? Linear and non-linear relationships. So once when you are interested in applying the correlation technique, so one should be aware of कि हमें two condition needs to be checked. The first one is normality of data, and second one is linearity. Okay, what do you mean by linear? Linear and non-linear relationships. A linear relationship exists if the relationship approximately follows a straight line. If you plot all the dots of your data on a graph and then try to draw a line, if all the dots will join and follow a pattern of a straight line, it means your relationship is linear. However, if you have something other than straight line, for example, a curved line, it means you do not have a linear relationship. And if you are not having a linear relationship, it means you are not, you will not apply correlation technique. So these are the examples: linear and non-linear relationship. Here, linear relationship is there, yes, but a positive relationship is there because एक value बढ़ रही है, दूसरी भी बढ़ रही है. Okay, and this is the linear relationship, but here relationship is also linear, but it is the negative relationship. The one is value high, the other is low, like this dot. It is this dot is high for y-axis and it is low for the x-axis. So here the inverse relationship is there. If your relationship looks like this, if your dots looks like this for the two variable x and y, if your dots looks like this, it means the pattern is non-linear. Okay, and you can also have this kind of relationship. Now you might be interested कि ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? How this type of, can this type of relationship be there in real life? Yes, it can be there, because I have already experienced this kind of relationship in my PhD work. I have done my PhD in 2012, and I have chosen the topic that is corporate governance and the firm's performance. My study was on secondary data, and I have applied panel data analysis at that time in 2012 using eViews. Okay, because my expertise is basically on the panel data analysis. So basically, when we talk about the non-linear relationship, and this relationship is called the last one, fourth one. This relationship is called the U-shaped, inverted U-shaped, ulta U, inverted U-shaped relationship. Can you find this kind of relationship in real life? Yes, I have explored this relationship in my PhD thesis, like this. What I have explored in my thesis, suppose, like to example is their board size and firm performance. Because I was having an objective ki whether increase in the board size. Board size means number of board of directors in a company. If number of board of directors in a company increase फर्म्स की परफॉर्मेंस इंक्रीज होती है, डिक्रीज होती है, नहीं होती है. तो व्हाट आई चेक्ड ओवर हियर कि अप टू ए लेवल ऑफ साइज, सपोज साइज इज 20, अगर 20 से पहले अगर नंबर ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स आर इंक्रीजिंग तो परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ती है. And if the number of directors are once reached the level of 20 and then they will increase, performance घटती है. And what I have explored from my review of literature, the reason being 20 तक तो क्या होता है, सपोज एक क्लास की हम बात करते हैं, एक पर्टिकुलर स्टूडेंट और टीचर रेशियो के बाद परफॉर्मेंस घट जाती है. इफ 2 persons are there, 4 student are there, 6 student, 20 तक तो परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ेगी. 20 के बाद अगर स्टूडेंट ज्यादा हो जाते हैं, इफ नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट गोज इन इंक्रीजिंग आफ्टर 20, तो टीचर स्टूडेंट रेशियो विल बी डिस्टर्ब्ड and the performance will go down. Same is the case here. Before reaching 20, if the firms are having 4 board of director, 5, 6, 7, up to 20, their performance is increasing. Because why? What is the reason? What is the reason of increase in performance? Because with increase in the number of board of director, you will have the different experts and more people in your, more expertise in your board. So all the decisions would be good. And if your decisions are be good, your performance of the firm would be good. But after reaching the level of 20, and if number of board of director will go on increasing, so there will be clashes in interest, there will be coordination problem. भी कौन से एक्सपर्ट की माने, कौन सा डिसीजन ले, कौन सा ना ले, एक सहमति बनाना, एक म्यूचुअल कंसेंसस बनाना मुश्किल हो जाता है ना. सो झगड़े, conflict and problem, lack of coordination will be there. So it will results in the delay of the decisions and a delay in the implementation of the decisions, and hence it will decrease the performance of the firm. So this kind of relationship can also be there, and it is the actually real example which I have already faced in my PhD work. So now these are the methods. These are the relationship you can find out. If you are having the linear relationship, you will have this line, straight line, and other relationships are also there. Okay. So now, first of all, we will check whether relationship is linear or non-linear, and I'll check with the help of Microsoft Excel. So this is my main file. Okay. I need to check the relationship, whether my relationship is linear or non-linear. So first of all, I'll go to the PPT. Everything is there, if like here. Okay, this is the commands you need to follow. Draw a scatter plot. It can be directly from the Megastat में भी आप जा सकते हैं और उससे भी कर सकते हैं. So I'll do it in Excel file. You can easily, yes. Okay. So first of all, draw a scatter plot directly from the insert menu. Okay, insert me, you are having the scatter plot, draw the scatter plot, and then go to trend line. Okay, I'll show you how it will work. I'm going to insert. In insert me, I am having the scatter plot. Scatter. Okay. Scatter plot me, I am having this scatter with smooth lines. Okay. So first of all, what I need to do, I'm going to insert, then scatter. Scatter में I have this scatter with smooth lines. हमें line चाहिए ना dots के साथ. Okay. So for this I need to select my data first. Okay. So first of all, select the data. I selected my two variables. Then I go to insert, then scatter, and then lines. Okay, so this is my this is my scatter plot or with the lines. But here you can find out, I'll do it again. It's not. First of all, I'll do it with the dots and then again. So we'll be able to have a clear picture. Then scatter. Okay. This is the scatter diagram. Only with the dots, not with the lines. Otherwise, you will get confused. So study hours and study hours. So you can see the pattern of these dots. They are approximately near a straight line. But whether this is actually a straight line or some kind of mistake can be there. So what you need to do, you need to select the chart. Okay. Then right click. You need to select the chart and then right click. In the right click, just a minute. Okay. This is the chart. Try to move this over here so that I can have my interpretation. I can write my interpretation over there. So this is the main thing. Now, what I do, I go to okay, this is my chart. I need to select this and then I go to yes, layout. Once you select your chart, like here, when I moved my cursor outside this chart, you will not find any option over here. You will find more options after the developer when you find the chart. It means if you want to have more work on this chart, you will need to click on this chart and then need to go to layout. In layout, are you able to see the trend line? It means I'm interested in fitting a trend line. So in layout, you will go to trend line, and in trend line, can you see the more trend line options? More trend line options. So these are the options. I want to check linear, whether my relationship is linear or not. Okay, linear hai, to I display. You can have display R square value on chart. So R square means I will talk to you. I will discuss it later. What exactly the R square is. So first of all, just try to learn about the linearity. If I want to check the linearity, so I need to go to the display R square value. Close. So here R scale value linear. If your relationship is linear, your R scale value is 0.943. Got it? Then again go to this chart, layout. Again go to trend line, more trend line options. मुझे लगता है कि my relationship is not linear. It is somewhere power. Relationship of the exponential. Okay. So if my relationship is exponential, show me my R value. Close. R value is it is थोड़ा सा ऊपर कर लेते हैं. It is 0.936. If my relationship is exponential, my value is 0.936. Okay. इसे एक बार कट कर देते हैं ताकि next relationship की value overlap ना हो. Then again I select, then again I go to layout, then again I go to trend line, then suppose I'm interested in whether is interesting in checking whether my relationship is in logarithm form or not. Then display R square, close. It is 0.929. So if my relationship is in the form of logarithm, it is 0.929. So you can do all the things in that manner. And you will find your R square value is highest over here. If your R square value is highest, okay, your R square value is highest in linear, it means you are having the linear relationship, not the other kind of relationship. Suppose if linear value would have come 0.92, that means your two variables are having exponential relationship because the value of R is more over here, 0.936. So this is the way you can check the linearity, and you can report your this kind of diagram and this kind of results in your thesis. Okay, whether your variables are linear or not. So I have checked the linearity. Now I'll check the normality. Okay, for the normality, I need to go to my stat. My stat may I'm having the option analyze. Analyze may, can you see the option basic statistics? So look, this is the beauty of MyStat software. When I go to basic statistic, it will be show me some brief description. Compute and display descriptive statistics is a mean, median, mode. These kind of things. Okay. For the selected numerical variable, numeric variable, you can have stress on this term, numeric variable. It means the variable which contains the data, which numeric value data, which contain the data that has some mathematical meaning. So you can perform this basic statistics over here. Do not go for the, if you are not having the numerical value, you are having the, attribute, you have values which are related with any attribute like gender 1, 2. So that do not have any numeric sense. So do not do mean, median, mode on that. So you can also perform normality test, another kind of test over here. So I'm clicking on this basic statistic. So you can shift marks and then study hours, add. So first I'm clicking on the marks, then clicking on the add, then clicking on the study hours, then clicking on the add. So those two variables get shifted on right hand side. So मुझे क्या क्या करना है इनका आप कर लीजिए मीन मीडियन मोड जो भी निकालना है आप उसको निकाल सकते हैं. I am interested in checking the normality. So there is a test, Shapiro-Wilk normality test. Okay, so I have clicked on this and then click on OK. So once I'll click on OK, this my sheet. You can see over here start page, then untitled. This sheet will get open because I will be having output in my this sheet. Okay, untitled. So I'm clicking over here. It will directly, okay, we will directly go to the this sheet untitled door. Here these are my results. Now so what my results says here, the Shapiro-Wilk value for the marks as well as for the study hours, it is greater than 0.05. See, this is one of the most important thing. I'm asking one question from the participants. Do you have an idea about the level of significance? Because I'm not aware of what kind of level my participants are having, whether they are the beginners or the level of 5% level of significance. And organizers, can you please unmute any participant if they are interested in giving a reply to my question? What exactly the level of significance means? Yeah, 1% is also there, 5% is also there.
I have, you all can unmute and give your answers.
Okay, participants, please, you are requested if you are having what exactly the level of significance means. If anybody is having any idea, level of significance, because this is the basic thing which we need to do. If we are not having the idea about the level of significance, it means your research, आधी technique तो आपकी खत्म ही होगी, क्योंकि हमेशा we need to check the value with the 5% level of significance. So can anybody is having the idea about the level of significance? Anybody? Nobody is there. Okay, Priyajit Rai, you are interesting. Okay, 5% error. Okay, ठीक है. You are somewhere close to the main sophisticated definition that is there for the level of significance. Anybody is interested? Then I'll show you what exactly the 5% level means. Okay, I'll take all of you to the one of my favorite slide above me, so that you will be easily getting. Okay, are you able, participant, are you able to see the screen? Okay, so look at the left hand side of my screen. These are the two columns A and B. Suppose एक छोटा सा practical example हम करते हैं, उससे आपको ये पता चलेगा कि yes, in social sciences everything comes from the market, everything comes from the behavior. ये जो level of significance है, it is actually comes from the behavior of the people in the society. It's not a sophisticated thing that comes from, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ये बिहेवियर से आई है, जो हमारे बिहेवियर सोसाइटी में होता है उसी से हमारी ये लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस बना. सो कैसे बना है वो देखिए. सो जस्ट हैव ए लुक एट दीज टू कॉलम्स A and B. Suppose I am having one piece of cloth of this color, desired, okay. I am having this color, this piece of cloth of this color, and I need to match a dupatta. Okay, I having one plain piece of cloth of this color. This is my desired color, and I went to the market and I want to match a dupatta on this color. So there was a shop in the market, and the shopkeeper showed me these two colors. So one color is the light, the another color is dark. Okay, so look at on the right hand side. This is my desired color on the H. Okay, shopkeeper show me these four options. On F, somewhere light color than my desired one, a darker color than my desired one, and a more darker color, and a more lighter one also. But I'm not satisfied, because these four colors which shopkeeper show me, these are not actually matching with my piece of cloth. My desired, my requirement is this at the edge. Okay, my requirement is this. So what do I need to do? Just a minute, let me take you all to the board. बोर्ड पे लेके चलते हैं, थोड़ा सा समझ आएगा आपको. Are you able to see the board, participants? Okay. So this is my desired one, and shopkeeper give me these four options: 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'm not satisfied. Then what shopkeeper used to say? कि मैम आपको तो you need to go for a dye option. आपको डाई कराना पड़ेगा. या फिर मैंने कहा नहीं, मुझे डाई कराने का भी टाइम नहीं है, पर मुझे लेना भी है. तो what shopkeeper suggested, मैडम ये ले लो. आपका जो है this one, इसके साथ आप 2 को मैच कर लो. Please match this 2, second one with your desired one. मैं कहूँगी नहीं, परफेक्ट तो नहीं है. It's not perfect. It is matching, but it's not perfect. तो what shopkeeper used to say, 19-20 का फर्क है, मैम ले लो. ये 19 है और ये हमारा 20 है. ओके, What Shockwave used to show, there is a difference of 1920. Ma'am, please take it. Difference of 1920. It means in our actual behavior, अगर 19-20 की चीज मुझे चाहिए, if I want to have a thing of 20, तो मैं 19 भी ले लेती हूँ कि चलो चल जाएगा, चला लेते हैं ना, ठीक है ना। तो 19-20 का फर्क है तो हम क्या कहते हैं, चला लेते हैं कि चलो भाई कोई फर्क नहीं है। इट मीन्स मैंने 20 का मुझे चाहिएगा, अगर मुझे 19 भी मिल रहा है तो मैंने ये मान लिया कि 20 जैसा ही है। आई टुक इट। सो इन एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल है इसमें, if it is the case of 20 and I accept the shade of 19, what if I'll multiply this 20 by 5, so it will come 100, and I multiply this 19 by 5, it will come 95. If I'll accept that thing at the level of 20, which are the of 19, it means when I'm talking about 100, I will accept the things at 95% level. It means here I am forgetting, I am digesting the difference, or I'm the difference of 1 or the error of 1. I'm ignoring the error of 1 when I'm talking about the level of 20. So in case of, even if it is the case of 100, it means I can ignore the error of 5. It means if my shade is 95% matching to that my piece of cloth, it means I will take it. Same is the case over here. When I talk about 100, it means it is population. If my sample values are matching, 95% matching with the values of population, so we can conclude sample is the representative of my population, or my sample came out from this population, only 5% error is there. Okay, only 5% error is there. So we used to follow one thing. एक फॉर्मूला है, गोल्डन वर्ड्स में यूज करती हूँ हमेशा 5% पे। इफ अगर आपकी p वैल्यू 5% से लो है, if your p value is low, let the hypothesis go. Okay, if your p value is low, let the hypothesis go. Hypothesis means एक assumption आप बनाते हैं। assumption क्या बनाते हैं, ठीक है। 5% means assumption क्या बनाते हैं, there is no difference. Like here, what is my assumption? There is no difference, significant difference between these two shades. The difference is 1, but it is not significant. That is why I have taken this color for my piece of cloth, because I did not found this one difference is significant. चल जाएगा, चल ला दिया मैंने, इसलिए I took it this shade. तो in research also, when error is of 5%, आप चला लेते हैं कि कोई खास फर्क नहीं है. Okay, so now how the normality curve is there. Once you see, you will see, suppose this is my desired one. Desired one means here. So I'll try to draw a curve over here. Okay, I want 100, but I have options. I have data 95 and then 90. Lighter shade and then more lighter shade. And I'll have darker shade and more darker shade. But my concern to obtain 100. But in real life, it is not possible to have the exact 100. So I will have the data around 90, 95, 105, 100. So what I need to do? I need to draw a curve. एक normality curve बनाते हैं हम ऐसे. And what is my range? अगर दुपट्टा इस शेड का है या ये थोड़ा सा डार्क भी है तो ये दोनों चल जाएंगे. 2 और 3 दोनों चल जाएंगे, तो एक लाइन लगा लेते हैं यहाँ, ओके, और एक यहाँ पर, इट मीन्स जो आपका दिस इज येलो रीजन, तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पर अगर शेड मेरा लाइट भी है या शेड डार्क है तो मैं एक्सेप्ट कर लेती हूँ। हाइपोथेसिस क्या होएगा, एक्सेप्ट। एक्सेप्ट मीन्स पॉपुलेशन और सैंपल सेम है, ओके, और इसके बाहर है मेरा शेड तो मैं उसको रिजेक्ट कर दूंगी क्योंकि डिफरेंस ज्यादा है, ओके, गॉट इट। तो यहाँ पर मेरा अंदर क्या हो जाएगा, हाइपोथेसिस एक्सेप्ट हो जाएगा बिकॉज इट लाइज बिटवीन माई रेंज। So this is 19 and 20 are my lower limit and 21 is my higher limit for accepting anything. For accepting the shades, my lower limit is 19. इससे light होगा तो नहीं चलेगा मेरे को shade. 21 से ज्यादा होगा तो भी मेरे को नहीं चलेगा। तो किस रेंज में मेरे को शेड चलेगा, 19 और 21 के बीच में। ऐसे ही किस रेंज में मुझे मेरी सैंपल की वैल्यू चलेंगी, दीज आर द टू रेंज। अगर इससे बाहर मेरी रेंज आएगी तो इट मींस माय सैंपल इज क्वाइट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम माय पॉपुलेशन, तो उसके रिजल्ट बेकार है, मैं उस रिजल्ट को जनरलाइज नहीं कर सकती एक तरह से, ओके। तो दिस इज द केस ओवर, ये हम इसको हम बोलते हैं लिमिट्स, दिस 19 and 20, द लिमिट्स विद इन विच यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट योर हाइपोथेसिस and after that you are going to reject your hypothesis, okay. Any queries? Any queries from the participants? Okay, someone asked me hypothesis go means reject. If p value is low, hypothesis go means reject. उसे बाहर भेजो, आपको रिजेक्ट करना है। I think everything is clear. The level of significance is actually related with the normality, hypothesis, acceptance. It works like this. So level of significance actually determines the limits in which you are going to accept your hypothesis and you are going to reject your hypothesis. Got it? एक और एग्जांपल देती हूँ मैं, ये एग्जांपल मुझे कहाँ से आया, मेरी एक 12 साल की बेटी है और एक बार वो लंच स्कूल से आई और लंच कर रही थी, तो मैं रोटी बना रही थी उसके लिए। तो डो बिल्कुल सेम था, आटा सेम था, सब कुछ सेम था, मैं बनाने वाली भी सेम हूँ, टेक्निक भी मेरी रोटी बेलने वाली सेम है। मैं रोटी डाल रही थी तो मेरी बेटी कहती है मम्मा ये सारी रोटी सेम है। तो बीइंग ए रिसर्चर मैंने उसको जवाब दिया हाँ सेम है, बस बेटा 19-20 का फर्क है। मतलब मैं 100% नहीं कह सकती, मैं 95% कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल से कह सकती हूँ कि ऑल दी रोटी आर सेम, बिकॉज 5% एरर तो हमेशा रहता है, चाहे आप कितना भी अच्छा सैंपल ले लो। आई थिंक गॉट इट। P means probability. P means probability of rejecting and accepting any hypothesis. Okay. So I'll take you, हम चलते हैं अब P value। अब देखिए यहाँ पर क्या है, this is the, I'll take this value, ये this is a P value. If my P of Shapiro-Wilk test is more, if P value is more than 0.05, it means my data is normal. So we need to have a look at these values, 0.89 and okay, and for both the variables, आपको दोनों variable, you need to check the normality for both these variables, marks as well as study hours. So your Shapiro-Wilk p value is 0.89 and 0.863. It means in both the cases your p value is high. If your p value is high, it means your data is normal. Okay, your data is normal. Because what we will take, I'll take you all to the board. What does it mean? It means, what was the hypothesis? My hypothesis was that data is not normal. Okay. The hypothesis was data is not normal. Okay, and p-value low. Okay, here my p-value is, okay, here I'm talking about the alternate hypothesis. Okay, alternate hypothesis was my data is not normal, and what was my null hypothesis? Data is normal. Okay, so p-value low, let the hypothesis go. Hypothesis go means हमारा ये वाला hypothesis. If p-value is low, it will be rejected. But here my p-value is high, 0.891 and 0.863. My p-value is high, it means my hypothesis accepted and my data is normal. Okay. My hypothesis is accepted. So this is the, so we have already checked the two conditions of applying correlation. One condition is about linearity, second condition is about normality. Now we are free to check the results. Now we are going to apply the, I have already, how to check linearity. These are the things I have already mentioned in my PPT. Normality ke liye bhi, I have already mentioned all the commands. So you can go there. So now interpretation of the results. How I'm going to, so these are the commands. If you need to apply the correlation, these commands you need to do, you need to follow. So I have already taken up the screenshot of all the work I'm going to, show you today. So you do not need to write down anything. So once, so how you are going to apply correlation over here, you need to go to analyze. Analyze where you will have the hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing where you will have the correlation. Okay, correlation where you have zero correlation. Okay, now shift your variables, marks and study hours. And marks, add study hours, add. Okay, and लिखा हुआ ना alternate type. Okay, alternate type and the confidence. My confidence level is 0.95. Okay. Now I'm clicking on OK. So these are my results. So how I interpret these results? These are my results, and I'll take these results to the board. Okay, these are my results, and I'm going to interpret. Suppose this is the mean. Mean means what is the average marks of 20 people? 61.4, and average study hours are 41. And this is standard deviation. Sample size means 20 people are there, 20 observations are there. And what is my coefficient of correlation? It is 90. This is the main thing. Okay, this is 0.971. This is my correlation coefficient. Okay, and here my p-value is low. P-value is low, it means let the hypothesis go. So what was my hypothesis? Hypothesis was null hypothesis, and there is no significant correlation between marks and study hours. Okay, here my p-value is low. It means less than 0.05. Hypothesis go. It means hypothesis rejected. It indicates ये एक बात गलत हो गई, तो no हट गया. It means there is a significant correlation between the marks and study hours, and significant positive correlation, because here it is 0.971. Okay. And you can also have a glance over here. These are the 95% confidence limits. मैं थोड़ा सा erase कर देती हूँ इसको. ये थोड़ा सा छुप गया. Okay. So these are the confidence limit 0.928 and 989. Okay. अब you can have confidence limit. मैंने आपको बताया ना लिमिट क्या होती है. एक कर्व जो बनता है. So this is the curve, normality curve. लिमिट्स होते हैं यहाँ पर. इसके बीच में अगर है तो हाइपोथेसिस एक्सेप्ट, इसके बाहर है तो रिजेक्ट. अब देखिए यहाँ पर क्या है लिमिट, कॉन्फिडेंस लिमिट क्या है 0.928 and 0.989. And my value of coefficient of correlation is 9. My value is 97 correlation coefficient की value. Okay, it is 0.971. 0.971. तो I will go, मैं कंटिन्यू है मेरे पास, मैं उस पर लेके चलती हूँ तो आपको समझ में आएगा. Yes. Okay, I'm going to this critical value. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So these are the critical values are here. Okay. These are the confidence limits. These are the critical value which I have calculated for the same examples. Okay. If I'm talking about the critical value at 5% level, this is the table you आपको internet पे भी मिल जाएगी आपको ये table. This is a table of critical values of Karl Pearson coefficient of correlation. Okay. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं? Okay, degree of freedom के बारे में पता है? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Are you aware of the degree of freedom? What exactly the degree of freedom means? Participants, are you aware about? Okay, n-1. But why n-1? Why n-1? Why it is not n-10, n-15? Why n-? Anybody is having idea? Okay, no idea. I'll show you one thing. Okay, I'll take you to the board. Just give me 1 minute to have the understanding about. Okay, this is the board. Okay, I took 5 persons from all of you. These are the 5 spaces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need to fill all these 5 spaces with the persons. Okay. If I'm talk about 5 persons, my 5 persons are okay, Priyajit. Okay, I'm giving Priyajit the option. Which circle you want to choose? First, second, third, fourth, 5. Priyajit, please give me an option in chat box. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do one thing. Okay, these are the 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Priyajit, there are, okay, you want to be on the second one. Okay, this circle is for the Priyajit. Okay, now Abhijit, which circle you want to choose? Abhijit, you are now having the 4 options to choose from. Abhijit, you want to stay on which circle? Okay, Abhijit wants to stay on 4th. This is one for the Abhijit. Okay, now options are 3. Now, Ashwini. Ashwini is there. Ashwini, which circle do you want to choose? First, third, or fifth? Because we are now having the three options. Okay, Ashwini wants to opt for one. Yes. Now the two circles are there. Okay, Asmita. Priyanka, are you there? Priyanka, please choose one circle. Priyanka. Three. Okay, Priyanka chose three. Okay, now Asmita is there. Asmita, please choose one circle. Can you choose? Okay, Sudeep have chosen 5, but Sudeep, you can choose. You cannot choose because your choice are lapsed. You are not having any choice because only one circle is left, Sudeep. So you are forced to opt this circle. You are not having any choice. It means only 4 people are having freedom to choose, not the 5th one. So my n is 5. So degree of freedom is only given to 4 people. That is why it is 5 minus 1. I think everyone okay is clear about the degree of freedom. Okay, thank you so much. Now we are moving further about the interpretation part. So this is what I have already explained. I have already give you an idea about this is the p-values, these are the sample correlation coefficient and other things are there. Okay, now we are moving further. Regression. Okay, for the regression, what do you mean by regression? So देखिए study hours, if study hours increases, your marks increases. This is clear from the correlation part. There is a significant correlation between the study hours and the marks. But kitne, how much increase in your study hours will increase in how much increase in your marks? कितने घंटे और पढ़ने से कितने ज्यादा marks आएंगे? If you are concerned about this question, how much increase in your study hours will lead to how much increase in your marks? If you are concerned about the how much, you are not concerned about the sign plus minus. If you are concerned about the how much, it means you are going towards the regression. And before applying regression, you should have a clarity about the dependent and independent variable. You're here and you can have the idea about which variables are you dependent and which variables are independent. You can have the idea from the review of literature. Okay. So if I talk about this example here, my marks depends upon the study hours. Here my marks are dependent and study hours is independent variable. Got it? So now come up with the next technique, that is a regression. And for this technique, okay. So regression की बात हम करते हैं. So let me tell you a story. A story to start with. Okay. जिससे explain करना अच्छा हो जाएगा और आपको समझ भी आएगा. This is Shilpa's story. Okay. One day Shilpa went to the market to buy a kurta of size number 10. Okay. So what she is expecting, this is my expecting, this is her expecting value. From the market, whatever you are expecting, this is your expecting. So Shilpa wants to buy a kurta number 10 from the market. That is what kurta number 10 she is expecting to buy from the market. And she was pretty happy about that. Yes, I will go to the market and I will definitely purchase a kurta number 10. Okay, and she has some image. She has some image in her mind about that kurta ki aisa lagega. Okay. But when she actually went to the market, she tried the kurtas, but it was of size number 12. Because due to sale, there was no stock available in size number 10. Size 10 का कोई कुर्ता available नहीं था because heavy sales are going on nowadays and जो एक ideal numbers जो होते हैं ना, जो majority of persons के numbers होते हैं वो कुर्ते खत्म हो जाते हैं. There was no stock available of size number 10. तो expected value was 10, but what she actually got was 12. Now she was disappointed because she will look like this. थोड़ा लूज रहेगा उसको, है ना, कुर्ता वाज समवेयर लूज. बट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, इसको आप ध्यान रखिए. गड़बड़ कितने की हुई? हाउ मच इज द एरर? कैन एनीबडी टेल मी इन द चैट बॉक्स, कितने की गड़बड़ है? हाउ मच इज द एरर? यस, प्रियजीत बहुत एक्टिव है. प्रियजीत आप कहाँ से हैं? कैन यू टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ? प्रियजीत.
No, I'm a research scholar from Kolkata, ma'am, Calcutta University.
Okay, Calcutta University से. You are replying very promptly to my
Yes, ma'am.
questions.
Actually, I'm pursuing my PhD, ma'am. So,
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So error is of 2. तो रिग्रेशन में इसी को एरर बोलते हैं. अब दोबारा ध्यान से देखिए क्या है. इन रिग्रेशन, error is the difference between your expected value and your actual value. Okay, here my Shilpa expected value is 10, but market में गड़बड़ मिली, तो actual value was 12. तो there is error, residual error है. एरर का एक सोफिस्टिकेटेड नाम हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स में दे देते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं रेजिडुअल. होता वो एरर ही है, यही एरर होता है वो. तो इट वाज ऑफ साइज 12, तो 2 का एरर है. अब रिग्रेशन में एक स्टेप और बढ़ते हैं आगे. हम बार बार बात करते हैं नॉर्मेलिटी नॉर्मेलिटी नॉर्मेलिटी. रिग्रेशन में वेरिएबल्स की नॉर्मेलिटी कभी नहीं होती. कोरिलेशन में वेरिएबल्स की नॉर्मेलिटी होती है. Regression में you will always find a condition that is normality of residue. Okay, let me take you all to the board इसको बहुत अच्छे से समझाने के लिए. Okay, so there is an error of 2. अब शिल्पा क्या करेगी? What शिल्पा will do? There are 2 options. या तो she will stick to the kurta number 10, and if she will not find the kurta number 10, she will not purchase kurta number 12. Second, sometimes it happens कि what shopkeeper used to say, ma'am थोड़ी सी सिलाई लगवा लो, give one stitching inside this kurta, you will definitely get the fitting as per size number 10. And Shilpa agrees to that. It means इस कुर्ते पे थोड़ी थोड़ी यहाँ से फिटिंग हो जाए तो ये कुर्ता 10 का बन जाएगा, और ये बाहर वाला साइज 12 है. 12 और 10 के बीच का डिफरेंस है ये जो मैं जिगजैग बना रही हूँ दोनों साइड. अगर ये डिफरेंस नॉर्मल है तो कुर्ता ले लेंगे, क्योंकि ऊपर से नीचे तक सेम ही सिलाई, एक ही फ्लो में सिलाई लग जाएगी. बट अगर ये डिफरेंस नॉर्मल नहीं है, ऊपर से कम सिलाई लगेगी, नीचे बहुत ज्यादा चौड़ा है, समझ नहीं आ रहा. इफ नॉर्मल, ये डिफरेंस नॉर्मल नहीं है, लाइक इन केस ऑफ 14, अगर साइज नंबर 14 कुर्ता, आप उसको 10 का कैसे बनाओ? ओके, क्लियर हुई बात? 10 का चाहिए आपको, 14 का उसको आप कितनी भी कोशिश करें वो नियर अबाउट 10 नहीं हो सकता, 12 वाला हो सकता है. यहाँ पर डिफरेंस नॉर्मल नहीं है, तो कैन यू एक्सेप्ट दैट? नहीं, आप नहीं लेंगे ना. तो दिस इज द रीजन वाई नॉर्मेलिटी ऑफ रेजिडुअल, नॉर्मेलिटी ऑफ रेजिडुअल मीन्स हम कोई एरर है हम उसको थोड़ा सा इग्नोर कर सकते हैं, उसको एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं, जितना एरर कम होगा उतना ही बेटर फिट होगा। यही बोलते हैं मॉडल फिट। मॉडल फिट मीन्स फिटनेस। जैसे यहाँ पर फिटनेस क्या है, 10 आपने खरीदना, यू वांट टू बाय 10 एंड यू विल गेट 10, इट मीन्स योर फिटनेस इज देयर। But if you want 10 but you will get in market it is 12, error is there. It means your model is not perfectly fit but it is 95% fit. Why it is 95% fit? Because error is less, error is of 2 as compared to the error which is there about the value of 4 if the kurta is if you are having size number 14 kurta in the market. So when you are going to apply regression, if your error goes on increasing, आप उसको fit नहीं कर सकते, fit नहीं बना सकते, उसका fit नहीं बना सकते। आपका error 10 और 12 का है, 2 का error है, आप उसको कहीं fit कर सकते हैं। 5% तो 19-20 का फर्क तो चल जाता है ना, which I have already told you. But if error is of 4, if the difference between your expected value and your actual values of the 4, you cannot manage that error. It means your model is not good. You cannot report those results. So it is up to you to check the normality of a residual. Any questions? Any questions? So Sudeep is trying to say something. It means आपका error बहुत कम है. While fitting a regression models, you need to have a target to minimize your error as much as you can. If your error is less, if your error is minimum, your model is perfectly fit to report your results. And if your error is maximum, if your error is not normal, you cannot report the results of regression. Got it? That is why this condition is there. Your error should be, your residual should be normal in case of regression. Okay. So what happened? Error. So error is simply the difference between observed value and the expected values. Okay. Done. Now we will move further. Now take the example of demand. तो हम एक example करेंगे छोटा सा, and we will I will give you everything. I will show you everything about regression. Regression में होता क्या है? तो आप अगर आपने, if you are able to learn this, you are able to understand this example and the basic concept of the regression, you can apply your regression technique in n number of variables. कितना भी बड़ा डाटा आप उसमें apply कर सकते हैं. So try to learn the things. What is the meaning? What is the example over here? This is the example of demand, law of demand. Everybody knows law of demand means if your price goes on increasing, your demand goes down, and if your price will decrease, goes down, your demand will increase. Okay. So it means the demand is influenced mainly by the price, but there can be so many non-price factors. But there can be so many non-price factors like need है, income की वजह से भी लोग ले लेते हैं. If suppose if I am having a salary of about 5 lakh rupees per month, so I do not bother about the price. I am purchasing the things because of my income. And I will purchase the things in fresh stock. I will not wait for the sale. Okay. So though sometimes income plays a role in deciding the demand. Sometimes preferences. मुझे ये brand लेना ही लेना है, चाहे sale हो या हो ना. This is my preference. Okay. Habit. अगर जिनको smoking की habit है, या जिनको drinking की habit है, तो price कितने भी हो जाए उनको करनी है. Okay. Price of substitute. है ना, प्राइस ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूट। अगर अब चाय कॉफी के आसपास महंगी हो गई है तो फिर हम वी विल स्विच आवर टेस्ट टू द कॉफी, हम कॉफी ले लेंगे, चाय की जरूरत क्या है। तो सब्स्टिट्यूट के प्राइस भी मैटर करते हैं, डिमांड। तो क्या हो गया, चाय के प्राइस ने किसको इफेक्ट कर दिया, कॉफी की डिमांड को। ओके, so these are the other factors can be there. So how will you so I will take all you to the board. इसी को करेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से समझेंगे। ओके, okay, let me give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'll take all of you to the board. So this is my example, and yeah, it is there. So the main, my dependent variable is what? What is my dependent variable? My dependent variable is demand. This is my dependent variable. Okay, price is my independent variable. And being a researcher, you might be aware about this thing. If we are doing a research on any topic, and due to limitation of time and due to limitation of money, it would not be possible for you to study the whole variable which are related to a particular phenomena. Suppose my topic of the research is to check the impact of price on the demand, and I have all these other variables also in my picture. One, okay, first variable is price, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth. It means total 8 variables are affecting the demand. But my topic is just to check the influence of price on demand. It means I have taken up only one variable out of these 8. 8 variables are affecting the demand, but out of these 8, I have taken, due to limitation of time and the money, I have taken, suppose, only one variable, that is price on the demand. Okay, it means I have not taken up these 7 variables data. But जब डिमांड है तो इट मीन्स डिमांड पे सबका इन्फ्लुएंस है। आपका एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है प्राइस चेक करना, तो आपने प्राइस का डाटा लिया और लोगों से डिमांड मांगी। पर जो लोग डिमांड कर रहे हैं उसमें जब तो लोग इन सब चीजों की वजह से डिमांड करते हैं मार्केट में, सिर्फ प्राइस की वजह से डिमांड नहीं करते। ओके, तो मतलब व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू कलेक्ट द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द मार्केट, तो आपको प्राइस का डाटा मिल जाएगा, और जो डिमांड का डाटा मिलेगा वो आपको इस टोटल 8 फैक्टर्स की वजह से मिलेगा। और आपने क्या करना है, व्हाट यू नीड टू डू, यू नीड टू टेक आउट द इफेक्ट ऑफ प्राइस फ्रॉम द डिमांड डाटा। तो प्राइस का आपने निकाल लिया, जो 7 का रह गया वो रेजिड्यूल में चला गया, रेजिड्यूल इफेक्ट है। तो दैट इज व्हाई वी यूज टू राइट इक्वेशन y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस bx प्लस एरर टर्म। a b क्या है, बीटा, x क्या होगा, हमने जो प्राइस लेना है, x is the price, error जो हमने नहीं लिया, so price 1 है और error जो हमने लिए 7 variables, because why my demand is the sum total of 8 variables. Okay, got it? So I'll do it again. थोड़ा सा और दोबारा करते हैं. So what I'll do over here, so here y is equal to a plus bx, beta means price, and plus error. So error term captures the effect of 7 variables. Price is my one main variable, and my demand is of the 8 variables. 8 factors की वजह से जो demand. What do you mean by this A? A means constant. So let me explain this. What do you mean by A? Example सुनिए. Suppose I'm having a landline telephone at my house. तो लैंडलाइन टेलीफोन का let me tell something about the bill, how the bill of landline telephone calculated. So bill is calculated on the basis of minimum rent plus rate of calls into number of calls. 2 रुपए कॉल पे है और आपकी 200 कॉल हुई है, and minimum rent is your 200. So we will get a bill of 200 plus 2 रुपए कॉल का रेट है, आपने 200 कॉल करी है तो 400 ही हो गया. You will get this bill of rupees 600. Okay. Here means your landline bills depends on your number of calls, and number of calls का क्या है rate? 2 rupees. And what is this? Suppose in a month I went to I went to some hill station, so I was not at home for this whole month, and after that month my bill came to me and it was of rupees 200. So I cannot claim कि मैं तो थी नहीं, मैंने कोई कॉल नहीं किया, I was not at the home and I have not made any single call. So why should I pay my bill? No, this is A. If your number of call is 0, so this whole will be 0, but you need to pay this minimum rent. This is the example over here. What is that? So I hope you are very much clear about this A, and A means constant, or you can say intercept. Sophisticated language में हम इसको बोल देते हैं. We used to say A means constant or an intercept. So here A means if your price is 0, price है ही नहीं. In the absence of price, you still have some demand. है ना? You still have some demand. That is A. Suppose in economics, suppose I'm going to capture the effect of income on demand. So I'm having the equation A plus beta of income. Okay. और अगर कोई गरीब है, उसकी इनकम ही नहीं है, तो क्या वो खाता पीता नहीं है क्या? कुछ खर्चा तो उसका तब भी होगा ना. तो दिस इज ए. जो वेरिएबल है ही नहीं, उसके एब्सेंस में भी कुछ वैल्यू आती है. That is called A. A means constant. So you can ask any query if it is there regarding this, so that I can proceed further. Any queries? Okay, I'll show you in a while, Asmita, how to check whether residues are normal or not with the help of MyStat software. So don't worry about that. Okay, anyone? Any query? Okay, no queries are there. Okay, and then I'll go to next slide. Okay, so what we have learned, the variables which we are not taking up in our study, their effect will go to the error term. Okay, this is the main thing what we have learned. So this is y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, b means coefficient of the variable we are going to study, like x is our price, so b means effect of price, and a means constant. Okay, okay, and the dependent variable can be named after outcome variable, target variable, criterion variable, and you can name independent variable also predictor variable, explanatory variable, regression variable. Like here, when we talk about the structure equation modeling, in structure equation modeling, we when we talk about the dependent variable, it is having different name, endogenous variable, and the independent variable, it has different name, exogenous variable. Okay, when we talk about the secondary data analysis, when we have the control variable is independent variable is a control variable, and dependent variable are the controlled variable. Okay, so in different fields and in different techniques, you can have the different names, but the concept is same, dependent and the independent variable. Now we will move further. Open demand file. Now I'm going to open my demand file. Okay, in my stat. So this is the case. Okay, I have one file, that is demand file. Okay, I'll open that file in my stat. Open data. Then I'll go to desktop. Desktop mein I'm having a folder which is named after 17th of Feb. Regression. Okay, and I click over here, all files, and it will show me my demand file. Okay, sheet number 1. Do you want to save changes जो पहले file थी उसमें आप change करना चाहते हैं? No. Yes. So this is my demand file. I will work on the two variables, that is demand and the price, and I will apply regression over here, and then step by step we will learn about the results of the regression step by step. Okay, so first of all, I'll apply regression, analyze, regression, least square regression. Okay, now which is my dependent variable? Demand is my dependent variable. Okay, and price is my independent variable. And I click on OK. उसके बाद रेजिडुअल, जो अभी किसी ने मुझसे पूछा था रेजिडुअल का क्या करेंगे, वो भी हम करेंगे बाद में. ओके, रेजिडुअल, यहाँ पे रेजिडुअल सेव हो जाते हैं, एक रेजिडुअल का कॉलम बन जाएगा आपका, एक रेजिडुअल का डाटा आ जाएगा आपके पास. और जैसे एक नॉर्मल वेरिएबल की नॉर्मलिटी चेक करते हैं, in the same case you are going to check the normality of residual. We will do it later on. So first of all, try to learn the basic things. Demand is my dependent variable, price is my independent variable, and then I click on OK. Okay, so this is my result. These are my results of regression. I'll take all these results on the board and try to learn everything. What are the I'm just taking the screenshot of this. Okay, whiteboard, I think it is visible to you all. Okay, so try to learn all these things. So first of all, are you able to see this thing, coefficient table? Coefficient mein I'm having the constant value is 140 and price of X is -10. Okay. So what was my equation? My equation was, what was my equation? My equation was Y is equal to A plus BX, beta of price. And my Y is actually demand. Okay. Here my demand is predicted by, predicted. A means constant, that is 140. Plus beta is -10 into price. It means if I'm having the data of price, I can predict the demand with the help of this equation. And I will get my predicted demand. So this is the demand only because of the price. New demand बोल सकते हैं. New demand means the demand that is there only because of the price. सिर्फ price का effect है demand के ऊपर. इस equation से हम सिर्फ price वाली demand निकाल सकते हैं. And what do you mean by this value? -10. -10 means if your price will go up and down by ₹1, your demand will increase and decrease by 10. Okay, 1 unit. Change in 1 unit of your independent variable brings about how much change in your dependent variable. That is measured by your beta. Okay, so here -10 means your demand will go up and down by 10 due to increase or decrease in price by ₹1. Okay, so if I'm applying this equation and I'm getting the demand, so my demand is actually because of price only, not because of other 7 factors. I'm not talking about other 7 factors, because in this example I have taken only 2 variables. Do not have any data about income, preferences, habit. It means my area of concern is only the price. So this software gave me an equation which gives me demand only because of the price. So by applying this equation, you can get your new demand. New demand means you can get your demand only because of the price. Okay. Now I'll take you further. Can you see these values? Regression 3000, residual 340, and if I will add up, Blackman, say if I add up these values, I will come up with 3450. Okay, degree of freedom is 9. Okay, and this is analysis of variance, ANOVA. And this is p-value, which is important hai isme. So let me explain what does this 3000 means, what does this 450 means. If you are able to learn these things, you will be the master of regression. What do you mean by this 3000? What do you mean by this 450? And you can see 3000 is in the front of regression and 450 is in the front of residual. And 3450 is the total. 3450 is the total. Okay. So let me have a deep insights into these two things, 3000 and 450. So I'm going back to my main file. Yes, this is my main file. And yes. Okay. So try to learn these things. These are actually the story behind the regression. And if you are able to have the understanding about this sheet, so you will become master of regression. Okay, and this is the small example. So just do not have a look at the whole sheet. Just have a look at these two, A and B. Okay, A and B. A column includes the demand data and B column includes the price data. It means I have collected the data from my respondent. I have collected the data from the companies. Suppose I have collected the data from the product of any company. Okay, the demand of product of that company and the price of that product. Okay, the price is 5766875439, and I have collected the data of demand of that product from the actual customers. So it is 100, 75, 80, 70, 50, 65, 90, 100. So can anybody tell me? Okay, I'm highlighting this part. This is the demand, which is shaded in green. This demand is because of price or because of all the 8 factors? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Because this is the demand which is actually collected from the customers. Customer ne kitni demand kari? Yes, Priyanka is very right. It is because of all the factors. But I have collected my area of concern, my objective of study to just check to take out the effect of price, to take out the effect of price from this demand. So that is why I have taken the price data. Okay. I have taken the price data and then I have applied the regression, and the regression say I got this equation minus 10 of x. This is exactly the same. Okay, 140 and minus 10. I have written down over here 140 minus 10 of price. Okay, so it means while fitting this equation, I'll get a new demand. Okay, this demand is 90, 70, 80, 80, 80. Okay, can anybody tell me in the chat box, this demand is only because of the price, yes or no? This demand is because of the price or all the factors? Anybody in the chat box? The new demand which I have calculated, it is because of the price only, yes or no? Yes. Yes, it is only because of the price. Okay. So on the basis of price, my demand should be 90, 70, 80. But in actual, what is my demand? ये तो 100 है. Customer तो 100 मांग रहा है. पर प्राइस की वजह से कस्टमर 90 मांग रहा है. तो इसका मतलब जो 10 का डिफरेंस है वो किसकी वजह से है? It is because of all the factors. ओके, तो जो मार्केट में है और जो आपके पास है, एक्चुअल में मार्केट में 100 है, आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं 90 बिकॉज ऑफ प्राइस. तो व्हाट आई हैव ऑलरेडी सेड अबाउट व्हाट इज एरर. एरर इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एक्सपेक्टेड एंड द एक्चुअल. एक्चुअल जो मार्केट में है, एक्सपेक्ट आप ये कर रहे हैं प्राइस की वजह से. तो यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग 90 बिकॉज ऑफ प्राइस, एंड बट इन एक्चुअल में डिमांड इज देयर 100. इट मीन्स in 100, 90 is because of price and 10 is because of any other factors. I don't know which factor. So it goes into error terms. Then again, if my price is 7, my demand is 70 and the market में 75 चल रहा है, तो इसका मतलब 5 is error है. The difference between my expectation and actual, this is the error. So error terms includes the fact of rest of the factors other than the price. Got it? Okay. So if I'll square this error, I got these values. And if I add up all these value, I got this value 450. Okay, 450. So can you see this value over here? Residual is 450. So 450 means whatever effect of rest of the factors, 7 factors का, जो 7 factors का effect है, वो error में चला गया और वो effect कितना है 450. So ये 3000 क्या है? 3000 is the effect of price. One का price का effect है. That is why it is called regression. 3000 is because of price. 450 is because of 7 factors, and 450 is the because of total 8 factors. Yeah, all the factors which are affecting the demand. Got it? So so now I'm targeting towards this 3000. How this 3000 comes? Look at this new demand. New demand is price, effect of price only. So 90, 70, 80. Total these demand, this will be 800. If I'll add up 90, 70, all these values, it will come 800. And if I'll took the average, so it will come 800 divided by 10, that is 80. Okay, so average of new demand is 80. So what are the fluctuations? Wide demand में average की जैसे fluctuation कितनी है? 90 और 80 का difference आया 10, 70 और 80 का difference 10, then 80 और 80 का difference. Price की वजह से अंदर it means only because of the price demand के अंदर कितनी fluctuations हो रही हैं, up and downs कितने हो रहे हैं, इसको हमने capture किया. तो हमने सिर्फ we have done what we have taken up the mean of these values. We have taken up the sum of these values. Sum is 800. Then divided by 10 values are 10 observations are there, divided by 10, we will get mean, that is 80. And because of price की वजह से ये डिमांड ऊपर नीचे हो रही है, तो कितनी हो रही है, फ्लक्चुएशंस कितनी है? 80, 90 minus 80, 10, 10, 0, 0. Look at this value, column H. इसको स्क्वायर कर दीजिए, स्क्वायर करके you will get 3000. So 3000 is the fluctuations in demand only because of the price. So that is why this information is here, that is 3000. Now come up to 3450. ये कहाँ से आया? ये भी देख लेते हैं. Okay, look at this A column. A column, which I have already told you, this is the original demand from the customer. It means this demand में जो fluctuations हो रही हैं, that is because of all the 8 factors. So I have taken up the mean. This is 80. And if I study this fluctuation, what is the fluctuation? 100 minus 80, 75 minus 80, these are there. Total variance. Total variance means fluctuations because of all 8 factors. So I have squared this and I'll get the total, that is 3450. So what is going on over here? ये हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पर? What is going on over here? I need to take out, this is the total demand of all the factors. I have extracted the effect of price as well as the extracted effect of other factors. The effect of price is 3000. Effect of other factors is 450, which is there in the residual, and total variation is 3450. It means this is the original demand, and in this demand is influenced by 8 factors. The total influence is 3450, which is because of 8 factors. And out of this 3450, 3000 belongs to the influence made by price, and 450 is the influence which is made by the rest of the factors which we have not taken up in your study. Now let me make you learn something about the residual. If this 450 value is a bigger one, our main objective is to keep our error or residual as much as minimum we can. But it is a bigger one. Suppose ये इससे भी ज़्यादा है, 3000 से भी ज़्यादा है. It means this is a clear indication that we have left out any important variable in our study. That is why my residual are coming up so large. Value of my residual is coming up so large. So what we need to do? We need to again go back to the review of literature and take out the most important variable जो हमसे छूट गए हैं, and then एक equation में डालिए, उसके बाद आपका residual कम हो जाए. And this is the trial and error we used to do in regression. First of all, we used to enter one variable, then look at the residual. If they are having, we are having larger value in residual, then add one more variable, then again add one more variable, and things goes on. Now, let me talk something about R square. R square is nothing. R square means out of total fluctuations, what percentage of fluctuation is made by price? Demand is having a total variation that is 3450, and in which contribution of price is 3000. So what is the R square? R square यहाँ करते हैं हम is equal to 3000 divided by 3450. Percentage of contribution of price. Okay, so R square means percentage of variations made by price to total variations. Okay, so 3000 is the variations because of price, and 3450 is the total variation. When we will do this, I'll get 0.869. Okay, so this is my R square. I'll show you the results. 869, or you can say 870. I think R square is clear. 0.870. I think are clear about the R. R square is price की वजह से जो variations है, price का कितना contribution है, how much contribution price is making in variations, if you are concerned about the total variations in demand. So price is making 87%. Price is making 87% of contribution in demand, and others are making only 13%, because if I'm talking about the 100, the total is 100. So price is making 87% fluctuations in demand, and 13% fluctuations are made by rest of the factors. Yeah, or use 7 factors. This is the interpretation of square multiple R. Okay. Then we will talk about the other things. Now talk about the T. This is the T value. Are you able to see? T minus 7.303. What do you mean by T? When we talk about the t-test is a test which compares the two categories, which compares the two things. Okay, so why t-test is there? I have already explained you. Every test, when you apply t-test, you will actually find regression over there. And when you are applying regression, you will actually find T over here. All the techniques are interrelated. Okay, and why T is there? Because T is a test which is used to compare the two things. So what do you mean by T? Okay, T is T test जो होता है, I don't know whether you are aware about the formula of T test or not. तो T test क्या होता है? T test में हम लोग we used to compare two things. Okay, but we have already studied in our books T का value क्या होती है. What is the value of T? T is equal to X bar minus mu divided by standard error. This is the traditional formula of T test. X bar means sample value, mu means population value, and standard error is this. Okay. Now comparison between population and sample value and divided by standard error. Then question arises, why T is here? See, when we frame the hypothesis in regression, what was my hypothesis? Hypothesis was there is no impact of there is no impact of price on demand. हम ये लेके चल रहे हैं. And what was my equation? Y is equal to A plus BX. If I'm taking this null hypothesis, H0, there is no impact of price on demand. It means I am assuming beta would be 0. ये price है ना? अगर price को effect नहीं है तो मेरा beta क्या होना चाहिए? 0 होना चाहिए. But look at here, my beta is -10. Now I'm interested whether this difference 0 and -10, whether this difference is 19-20 वाला फर्क है या significant वाला फर्क. तो I'll apply t test over t, okay, is equal to, I have already mentioned this in my slide also here. I think it is written over here. Okay, it is not written over here, I think. No problem. Okay, I'll do it over here. So t क्या होता है? T is -70. So t means x minus mu. So what we are expecting and what we are having. So what we are expecting, my beta would be 0 because this is my hypothesis, 0. What is my actual beta? That is 10. And what is the standard error? You can see in the standard error over here. This is this one. Okay, 1.369. So you will find your t value this -7.303. This is the way how this t value comes. And this is the p value about the t. I have already told you, if p value low, let the hypothesis go. Okay, and what was my hypothesis? My hypothesis is this. So p value is, I will highlight this. P value is less than 0.05. It means my hypothesis is rejected. Rejected means there is no impact की जगह no को हटा दें. Okay, no को हटा देते हैं. It reject हो गया. It means there is a significant impact of price on the demand. Okay, these are the interpretation of these results. Clear? Now I'll take you to the another concept, that is this p value, the last thing which you need to cover up. This p value. This is the p value. This p value means whether your model is fit or not. What do you mean by model is fit? Model fitness means whether your price is sufficient enough to explain the demand. If your p value is low, it means your price is sufficient enough to explain the demand. और ये p value हमेशा 0.05 से कम कब आती है? जब आपके रेजिडुअल कम होते हैं. यहाँ पे रेजिडुअल 450 है ना, और आपका रिग्रेशन ज्यादा होता है. सपोज अगर इस केस में आपका रेजिडुअल होता 4450, तो टोटल हो जाता 7. टोटल हो जाता 7450 और ये होता 4450. तो इट मीन्स आपके रेजिडुअल ज्यादा है, तो आपका मॉडल फिट कभी नहीं आता. इट मीन्स आपको प्राइस के अलावा और रेजिडुअल में से और you need to study more variables. You need to include more variables in your model so that your model will be fit. Okay, so p value indicates whether your variable, it means price is sufficient enough to explain the demand, or do you need to include more variables. Okay, so this is why it is called model fitness. Now we are going again I think all things are clear. Please write in the chat box if you are having any query. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I will wind up within 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Do you have any queries? Any queries? Yes, I have written over here t-test, which I was searching for. T-test is equal to x bar minus this divided. Okay, any queries? So I will move again to this. Now I will check the normality of residual. How will I check the normality of residual in this case? So I'll go to analyze again, then go to regression, least square. I will save my residual. Okay. And if my residual would be saved, so it will create a new different file. Okay, file. Where do I want to save my residual? Okay, so I will save my residual file in this, with this file only, where it is resides. Regression folder में मैं save कर रही हूँ. Residual demand. Okay, residual demand. So I'm saving my residual in a different file which is named after residual demand and in the same folder. Okay. Okay. They are saved and they are actually opened, directly open only. So this is my residual variable. Now I need to check the normality. So same procedure, analyze me, go to basic statistics. Basic statistics may, okay, no variable is there which is named residual. So I need to first select my file. Okay, because so I file, new, data, no. Okay, file, new, data. I need to take out the data. Will open, then data. This is my file. Okay, this is my residual demand file. I need to open this file. So this is, it will become my main file. Now I'll go to analyze, then basic statistics. Then yes, residual are there. It means I need to open my file again with the name, with the new name, that is residual. I'll shift residual over here and then click on Shapiro-Wilk normality test. Okay, and then click on OK. So these are my results of residual. My residual value is more than 0.05. So my residual are normal. Okay, I hope these things are clear to you. Now session is open for the queries if anybody is having any query. Actually, for having the grasp of regression, you need to have a full 1 day for the correlation and the regression. And it is impossible to cover the whole topics of correlation and regression in 2.5 hours. So for that, what you need to do, I'll do. I have delivered the same lecture of 1 day, full 1 day. Okay, in one of the workshop that was organized by the University of Mumbai. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to just go to the YouTube and just search out correlation and regression by Dr. Seema Malik. So you will find the explanation of all these files, which I have, taught you today and yesterday, and you will find very deep insights, more than the today's session over there. You can type, I'll do it, YouTube. So you can search over here. So you will find, I think, a full day session of mine on correlation and regression on YouTube. So you need to search just correlation and regression, Dr. Seema Malik, and you will find full day session over there. Anyone else? Any more queries? Okay, Sudeep, where are you from, Sudeep? You are a very active participant. Where are you from, Sudeep?
I am from Mumbai, KPP Hinduja College under
You are
Kuldeep
from-
Sharma.
Okay, I'll give you my email ID and I'm typing it in the chat box. It's done. And if you are searching the correlation regression Seema Malik, so you will find a full day session of mine with the same slides and with the same topic, but in a very different manner. You will find the same thing. You will find the covering of the correlation, semi-correlation, partial correlation, and so many other things. And you will find the assumptions, checking the assumptions of the regression. And you will find the concept of multiple regression also there. Okay, so please check it out. And this was given 2 years ago by Ramanand Arya DAV College, Mumbai, University of Mumbai. Okay, so any more queries? And thank you very much for the comments you have given to me, because this is the actual earning of a resource person. If being a participant, what I have said, if you are able to explain it in a simple way, it means you have understand it well enough. Okay, so thank you so much for the beautiful comments. Any more queries if you want to ask? Only 2 minutes are there.
But I am not receiving your mobile number and email ID.
No.
I have not received
It is
them.
on the chat, Sudeep sir.
Not
Please check the
received.
chat.
Okay, I'll do it. Ruko, I'll type it on the board. Just a minute. विदाउट बोर्ड तो मैं कोई टीचर ही नहीं हूँ, मुझे बोर्ड से पढ़ाना बहुत पसंद है, और ये ऑनलाइन ने थोड़ा सा मुश्किल कर दिया है, बट मैं क्योंकि मैं एक ब्लैक बोर्ड टीचर हूँ. It is seema.malik 2306 @gmail.com and 9466087757. Okay, if you are having any queries regarding structural equation modeling, partial square modeling, panel data analysis, and particularly in secondary data analysis, because 2 of my scholars have submitted their thesis on panel data analysis, because मेरी expertise panel data analysis में है. Because I have done my PhD on panel data analysis, and 2 or 3 of my scholars have submitted and awarded the PhD with panel data analysis. Okay, and one of
What
our paper is
panel data analysis. Ma'am, what exactly is panel data? Like example?
okay, panel data analysis. Like if suppose I'm having data of 10 companies for this 2022 year only. So this is cross section data. Year is 1, time 1 है, or companies 10 है. This is cross section data. When I am having one company data for 10 years, like 2020, 12 से लेकर 22 तक, this is time series data. If I'm having the combination of these two things, it means I'm having the data cross section data, 10 companies are there, and 10 years data of 10 companies is there. It means I am having panel data. Okay. Got it? तो इन SPSS में हम क्रॉस सेक्शन डाटा पे काम करते हैं. ठीक है, और EViews में हम टाइम सीरीज पे और पैनल डाटा पे काम करते हैं. Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Great.
Okay, any more queries?
Panel data is with both type of data is available.
Yeah. It is a combination of time series data as well as cross section data. Okay. Okay. And thank you very much. I think we can end up the session now.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. I think there is no question now, participants. If you want to ask anything to ma'am, you can ask.
Okay, देखिए, I want to मैं आपको एक चीज कहना चाहूंगी.
Yes,
Being a
ma'am.
teacher, अगर if I have been allotted 2.5 hours, so being a
Yeah.
teacher, I can show you one corner. In a dark room, if there are 4 corners, so like being a teacher, I can show you one corner. And on the basis of that, it is your duty to explore rest of the 4 corners.
Exactly. So I think there is no question, and if they have, they can contact you, let you know. Patricia, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please propose vote of thanks to the Seema ma'am.
On behalf of all the participants, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Seema Malik. Ma'am, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and taking out time to enlighten us with such an important topic in research of data analysis. You have covered topics like correlation, regression, linear and non-linear relationship, level of significance. And the best part about all of this is that you have explained it with such interesting examples and cleared all our doubts. In fact, ma'am, you have simplified the topic so beautifully that the fear of doing data analysis has reduced for most of us. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to thank all the participants for being so active, because they are responding to my queries and my questions so quickly. Thank you so much. ऐसे participants सब resource person को मिलने चाहिए. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Jyoti Bhatia to present a formal vote of thanks and concluding remark to this 2 days workshop. Dr. Jyoti Bhatia, over to you. I think, madam, you are on mute.
Ma'am is not audible. Dr.
Yes,
Jyoti.
yes. Dr. Jyoti, you are on mute. I think there is some issue with the technology. So.
Hello. Am I
Yes.
audible now?
Yes. We
Yeah?
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. It was nice to have such informative workshop. That is a national level workshop with so many participants across India. This workshop has come to an end and has given a following takeaways. That is introduction to research methodology, understanding statistical variables, its analysis, data analysis techniques, hands-on training using MyStat software. And so on behalf of the entire research committee of St. Andrews College, I take this privilege to thank virtually the management, our principal, Dr. Mari Fernandez, for constant support and encouragement in all these research activities, thereby inculcating a research culture across India. I also take this privilege to thank the Vice Principal of Degree and Self-Financing College, then our speakers who have graciously accepted our invite and given their time, that is Dr. Sunita Shailejan and Dr. Seema Malik. We really accept the presence. We appreciate your time. We appreciate the knowledge that you have shared amongst us. I thank the office staff and technical staff of our college for assisting in administration and technical support. I express my gratitude to the entire research team, which comprises of Dr. Sujata Rajpurkar, who is a co-convener, Dr. Sharon Durham, Professor Patricia Limos, Professor Samson Carvalho, and Professor Ruth Sequeira. I especially thank all my student volunteers who have assisted us throughout this 2 days workshop, prior to it and even after that for the certificates. I thank the participant for being so cooperative and encouraging us to, arrange more such workshops. Last but not the least, I thank everyone who has directly or indirectly assisted the committee in making this event a big success. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence and we appreciate your interest in research activities. Thank you.
Thank you all. Now we declare closure of this workshop. Kindly fill feedback for today's session, and that will be posted on the WhatsApp group. And very soon you will receive your certificate of participations as well. Thank you. Thank you all.